handling of petitions against judges and complaints against judicial officers and staff.
Okay, that's regulation 72, but if you have a different set, it's the very last regulation. Commissioner Luanda, you speak to the issue of delegated powers to the Chief Justice, which has been raised today, but previously other partners had raised that concern.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I can speak on it now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Good evening once again. It's now evening. Yes, I noted the concern that has been raised about the powers that the Chief Justice exercises over the disciplinary process of judicial officers and staff. And I just want to make reference to the third schedule in the JS Act, Part 4, Paragraph 15, where by statute, the disciplinary powers of a judicial officer and staff...
Excuse me, give us time so that we can look at that provision.
Okay, sorry.
Which provision is it?
The Judicial Service Act, third schedule, Part 4, Paragraph 15.
What page? So that...
The one I have, I'm not sure if it will tell the viewers, but mine is page 192.
Huh? I think it thinks you're making reference to this.
No, I'm making reference to the Act, the Judicial Service Act.
Yes, that's what I have the act. I want to see. Okay, that schedule you said?
Part 4, discipline, titled discipline, paragraph 15.
Yes, I have it, yes.
Yes. So in that paragraph provides for delegated powers to the Chief Justice. So it is delegated by statute.
Yes, but as I expressed, Madam Chair, the Constitution under Article 172 does not delegate that power. The mere fact that the Judicial Service Commission says it's delegated is contra the Constitution. Let me read for you what Article 172 of the Constitution says. It says, the Judicial Service Commission shall promote and facilitate the independence and accountability of the judiciary and the efficient, effective, and transparent administration of justice, and shall, I think, appoint, receive complaint against, investigate, and remove from office or otherwise discipline registrars, magistrates, other judicial officers, and other staff of the judiciary. Okay, then it says in the manner prescribed by an act of parliament, in a manner. So that power is not delegated. That power is not delegated.
Yes, Senior Counsel, we appreciate that, and we appreciate the concern you've raised. But you see, with the regulations and that law, the regulations themselves have not been challenged as yet. And maybe I can also draw your attention to the recent case involving Honorable Lily Nafula, where the commission, in a situation where we did not have a Chief Justice in office, attempted to take over the power of the Chief Justice and charge the judicial officer, and found to have been wrong by the Supreme Court. So the regulations we've developed are pegged on the law as it is now, and we have no decision from any court declaring this the position in the JS Act as unconstitutional. So that is what we are aligning
with. I think that's unacceptable in my view. It is totally unacceptable. You are giving the Chief Justice powers she doesn't have, and the JSC is abdicating the Constitution. I was a member of the JSC, for your information, and we used to exercise that power. We never delegated any power to anybody. But go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I was making reference to that provision and also Section 14 of the Judicial Service Act, which provides for that delegation. But maybe to address, I was just thinking, as I was looking at that schedule, to address the concerns that we have about exercising too much power, because it's a concern I know we've also received from other stakeholders. I'm looking at paragraph 15, subparagraph 2 of that schedule and part 4, where it says that in exercising that power, she shall be guided by the provisions, she shall act rather with the provisions in accordance with the provisions of this schedule and also any other appropriate regulation. So maybe therein may have room to maybe develop regulations to guide the conduct of that power, but I don't think with the law as it is, we can, and especially even after the pronouncement by the Supreme Court, that you can wish it away, as at now. Thank you, Chair.
Just a minute. May I also give my contribution?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why the Judicial Service Commission is treating itself with some helplessness that it ought not to carry itself with. The clarity under 171 doesn't require further interpretation. And if the Judicial Service Commission cannot see the clarity of the Constitution, then I think we're in trouble. We were not in trouble. And I'm telling you, because I've acted for 5 magistrates whose rights have been violated by a Chief Justice hell-bent on abusing powers. And we're talking about Schedule 3, Paragraph 15. I mean, why are we arguing over the basic? You can't tell us that you don't have power. It's you who are drawing up these unconstitutional regulations. We're telling you they are unconstitutional. Remove them.
That would require an amendment, and what Senior Counsel had mentioned.
Madam Ngutia, which amendment?
Yes.
These regulations
Act Section 14.
No, we're not talking about the JSC Act. And listen to us, because some of us are accomplished litigators. We know what we're talking about. These are draft regulations. They are not yet law. It is now
making reference. I think.
Can you listen?
Senior Counsel, I'll just request you. What you're saying is the powers given to the Chief Justice to undertake certain functions is the JS Act, not this regulation that you're talking about. Section 14 and the regulations that Commissioner Olwande has made reference to, which the Supreme Court has affirmed that that is the function of the Chief Justice. When we tried to do that, the court told us you didn't have that power.
Madam, can I read for you Section 14 of the Act, what it says, eh?
Yes.
It says, subject to the provisions of the Constitution or any other written law, the Commission may hire such experts or consultants or delegate such of its functions as are necessary for the day-to-day management of the judicial service to subcommittees or to the Secretariat. It doesn't talk of the Chief Justice.
The Chief Justice, what?
Okay, the one for the Chief Justice specifically, that one was in respect to the power to delegate functions. But the one that is specific to the Chief Justice is the one I referred to earlier. That is paragraph 15. Paragraph 15, the third schedule in the Judicial Service Act.
Yes, but Madam, the issue I think I've raised the element from the start is, even the very regulations you have printed, you have said that the chairperson of the Judicial Commission is making the following regulations. When Section 47 says that it is the Judicial Service Commission, I mean, as Harvey said, this is a commission that completely thinks itself so lowly that the Chief Justice is everything. Eh? I mean, the regulations can only be published by the Judicial Service Commission. And that's why you are loading the Chief Justice with so much powers, in the process, abdicating your function.
Senior Counsel, that one we are okay with it. We've taken note of the error. It ought to be the Judicial Service Commission. Thank you for flagging that out.
Thank
yes. Eunice?
Perhaps if I could just add one more point, please. It's important for the Commission.
Yes,
please do not violate the Constitution in the premise that somewhere down the line, we will see what Supreme Court will say. And you can't say that the Supreme Court can override the Constitution. So you must be guided by the Constitution and by Article 10 whenever you're making you're drafting your regulations. Do not be beholden to anyone, just the Constitution.
Okay. Thank you. You were making reference to that particular provision of the JS Act. Yes. The JS Act in itself is the one that gives the CJ. It's not the Commission. It's Parliament that enacted the law and said for judicial officers and the judicial staff, the power be delegated to the Chief Justice.
Which section, Madam?
So unless we can have, yes,
unless it is challenged.
Yes, unless it is amendment may be necessary. Maybe someone can go to court and challenge. But as we
No,
have the
no,
example.
Madam Chair, the act is not before us. What is before us are the regulations. So don't sneak into the regulations an erroneous interpretation you see in the act. I think that is the unanimity of thoughts and propositions on this particular issue. And I don't know whether magistrates are represented here, because Ahmed and I are championing for the interests of magistrates. It's preposterous that I see no contribution to support what we see as an affront to the rights of magistrates before this commission.
Actually, Senior Counsel, if I may say something about that, I mentioned earlier that there were concerns we've also received. That's what I was making reference to. I know there's also concerns from the KMJ about this particular area, and that's why I was saying we have received those concerns, but then we are limited to what the act is, because the regulations we are currently developing are subsidiary regulations to the Act, the Judicial Service Act. So we cannot deviate.
Your Honor, just a minute, and that's why Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, Senior Counsel, told you that when you are making the regulations, they must be in tandem with the Constitution as paramount consideration. If there is a flaw in the Act, just abide by the Constitution.
Okay, we've had you, Senior Counsel. President Emeritus. Thank you.